Far, far away, in a lost sector in a different galaxy on the other side of the universe, 5 space junkies on board of a spaceship called Morning Star circle around the darkest corners of the universe, in hopes of finding more awesome stories to share at the richest space bars. Welcome to Odyssey. From the heavily urbanized core worlds to the outermost edge of the galaxy, adventure awaits! The great Demaxian Empire has laid claim to almost every inhabited system, ignoring the objections of the ancient Templar Order and the criminal syndicate alike, in pursuit of the wondrous bounty of Aura. This mysterious golden essence, drawn from the vast majestic creatures that patrol the stars, is the lifeblood of all civilization, but also promise untold power to those who can wield it for themselves. Let's meet the heroes that will introduce us to this new universe. Yasuo was born in a life of luxury among the superstructures and gleaming lights of the largest metropolis in the core worlds. Handsome, talented, and wanting for literally nothing, he loaned out his service as a premier bodyguard of celebrities and imperial dignitaries, spending his nights in a drunken haze as he aimlessly wandered from high-end nightclub to high-end nightclub. He probably would have lived his entire life without a care in the world, had he not been framed for his brother's gruesome murder. As dozens of Demaxian enforcers and rogue agents close in on his location, Yasuo picked up a couple of down-and-out lunatics at a local bar, hijacked a ship, and ran. He's been running ever since. Not bad for a man whose only real problem used to be putting on pants for the day. Yasuo barely qualifies as a captain, much less a capable human being receptive of the needs of others. But he fights well and, unbeknownst to anyone but Sona, holds the key to avenging his brother, opening the legendary Aura Gate, and saving the universe from destruction. Maybe it's not the destiny he deserves, but it's the one, sooner or later, he'll have to come to terms with. Yasuo's blade is called Song, and not for any particular reason. Yasuo thought it sounded cool, so that's what he went with. It's not even an heirloom or anything, he bought it at the store. However, the needs of rich and famous celebrities demand a captain degree of flashiness that a regular old laser sword just can't muster. And now the blade is so heavily augmented with aura that it barely resembles its original model, capable of creating pure energy barriers and bolts of plasma. Song is a powerful weapon even in unskilled hands, and Yasuo is exceptionally skilled. Perching on his shoulder meanwhile is Space Lizard. The crew of the Morning Star hasn't given it a proper name, and probably never will, since it is just some exotic species of reptile stolen from a maximum security nature reserve, to be flipped for a tidy profit. But it can blow bubbles, and Yasuo secretly loves that. Besides this, Yasuo's hobby is reading stupid romance novels. One of the crazy people Yasuo picked up at the bar was Jinx, adept at building and/or destroying, but mostly destroying, an array of haphazard, highly unstable weapons of the Morning Star crew. Jinx pilots the ship into an endless barrage of extremely dangerous misadventures. It is unclear why Yasuo hired her, beyond rumors of a 48-hour-long bender in a formerly undestroyed Spinaward quadrant of Ludum Nebula. The two have been staunch allies ever since. Consistently excitable and deeply unstable, Jinx counts among her former employers a series of asteroid miners and military gear manufacturers, most of whom present serve symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder whenever her name is mentioned. She enjoys crash landings on hostile worlds for fun, accidentally obliterating moons with the Morning Star's main cannon, and definitely not being obsessed with Ordinal Cain, a man who is actively attempting to kill the whole crew. She considers Malphite her best friend in the universe, mostly because she got him fired, but also because he can punch things really hard. Jinx carries enough weapons at any given time to lay siege to a small to medium Demaxian battle fortress. Of note are Fishbones, a rocket launcher who seems genuinely concerned for its owner's well-being. Pow Pow, a minigun who revels in death and destruction. Zappy, a bioorganic lightning projector so poorly constructed it could explode at any moment. The Flame Chompers, which are curiously sculpted in the likeliness of Malphite's head. And the Super Mega Death Comet, an interstellar portal lifted from one of Jinx's old mining jobs, bringing mineral-rich planetoids right into opponents' face. Of course, none of them can actually talk, or present personalities. They are inanimate. Weapons are inanimate. As we mentioned before, Malphite may be considered Jinx's best friend, as an unknown xenotype would be to a human. Insane human, that is. Malphite was once the pit boss of a deep space mining operation, until Jinx cracked the asteroid in half and got them both fired. He always dreamed of going into internal medicine, in one of the universe's premier healthcare facilities. But with medical school prohibitively expensive, Malphite turned to mining work, banking half of every paycheck to help pave the way for his dream to become reality. Until Jinx was assigned to his team. For whatever reason, the two developed a deep friendship. even though all of his money went into repairing the equipment that she kept destroying. Having landed on the Morning Star as a matter of proximity, wherever Jinx goes, Malphite follows, he has developed something of an inability to control his emotional outbursts. He talks slowly, walks slowly, and only ever seems to perk up for a fight, a crime, or a crime that involves fighting. His incredible loyalty to someone who is very obviously a psychopath has landed him in countless running battles across the galaxy. But he doesn't seem to mind. His alien biology has granted him a rock-hard carapace and big punchy fists. And you can go far in life with big punchy fists. Malphite can withstand a tremendous amount of damage, regrowing armored plates on both his skin and the very stylish technological cowl he wears. Former opponents will describe him as really very dumb and incredibly hard to kill. In that order. But most fail to realize the real danger Malphite poses. Surrounded by a ragtag team of idiots, robbed of his life's original purpose, and entirely responsible for his own predicament, he will gladly throw his sizable mass into anyone or anything that even as much as glances at him wrong. And once Malphite gets going, there is nothing in this universe that can stop him. Another crew member, well, I mean a thing that stumbled into the Morning Star crew, is Ziggs. Very angry at everything, highly combustible, and in his late stage of capitalism. He's there too. A discarded engineer previously known for revolutionary advances in aura mining, Ziggs lost everything when a young recruit of her hulking manager accidentally rigged one of his devices to explode, vaporizing half. Look, you weren't there, okay? Enough with the attitude. Just let me tell you all about Ziggs for a second. It won't take long, he's pretty short. He made a fortune in his younger years. As one of the foremost experts on aura extraction, refinement and weapon modding, so much that it all immediately went to his head, as fame tends to do, developing even more efficient methods of extraction as he bounced between contracts, Ziggs was one of the cusp of a major breakthrough before his world came tumbling down. Or rather, his moon did. Basically, the planetoid he was working on exploded in a fiery blast that vaporized hundreds of trillions of credits worth of crystallized aura. The diminutive engineer was instantly blamed. His credits and assets were seized, and he vanished in a barely space-worthy mining vessel, with nothing but the bumps on his back and a chip on his shoulder. He hasn't been seen in any respectable planetary system since. Bitter and manic, he now slings between aura hotspots out on the galactic edge, in a mad gamble to regain his former prestige, hoping against hope that he never, ever, under any circumstances, encounters the recruit and her manager again. Harnessing the sometimes volatile nature of aura, Ziggs' uniquely blended explosives deliver a massive destructive but forced payload to any target, making them perfect for mining operations. The advancement was a corporate miracle at the time, but copycat syndicate weaponeers soon emerged with cheaper, less dangerous alternatives that Ziggs didn't approve of. Never one to be outdone by a rival, he has jury-rigged even more unstable modifications to the original device, in the hopes that he will soon show them all, he. Dozens of vicious, highly toxic chemical compounds harvested from creatures and locales across the galaxy swirl dangerously inside any Ziggs-developed explosive, and even the slightest step could set the whole cluster off at once. He seems basically fine with this. And the gigantic demolition charge strapped on his back also serves as a warning to any revolving space pirates trying to muscle in on his action. You blow up Ziggs, Ziggs blows you up. Fair trade. The last member, or a person that is being turned into a member of the Morning Star ship, is Sona, one of the mysterious Templars. Sona has a curious affinity with aura, the divine golden lifeblood of all civilization. She was the most gifted child born to her order in a generation, with the rare ability to commune directly with the aura-producing megafauna that drift peacefully throughout the cold depths of space. Warned by them in strange apocalyptic visions, Sona traveled with two other Templars and their followers to the edges of Ionen. An ageless creature not of this universe waited there for the day it could free itself and begin its dark work. Unfortunately, they were pursued by sling troopers from the Nemaxian Empire, and Sona only survived by ensuing firefight, by hiding among her disheveled militia fighters as they were taken prisoner. Ordinal Shida Kane, clearly under the influence of the insidious creature Rast, ordered them to be taken to the locals' armada for questioning. Sona was able to escape his clutches, but at a great cost. The man who helped her escape, Yon, was murdered by Kane himself. With nowhere else to turn, she sought out Yon's troubled younger brother Yasuo, and joined his rage-tag crew aboard the Morning Star, hoping to avert the as yet unknown disaster that will apparently destroy all of creation. After watching Jinx's recruitment video, she's still at least like 85% sure that saving the universe is actually the right decision. Sona is able to commune with Aura and, in doing so, use it as a weapon, shield or personal confidant. It tells her secrets, probably, gossips about all the latest Templar drama, probably, and sometimes the two of them cut giant robots in half with liquid golden energy. More importantly, Sona does not utilize Aura the same way most sentient beings do. She doesn't have to implant herself with augments, or undergo expensive body modifications with potentially hazardous technology. She just asks her little shiny ball for favors, and it performs them. It's a miracle of modern, well, not science, something like science, but better. Then we have the man who needs to capture Sona to succeed in bringing all sorts of dark things into this universe. Now we actually know that it is the Darkstar universe. The two universes are not connected, as of yet, but Rast is working on merging the two universes. A supremely confident military tactician in the Locust Armada, Shida Kane has ascended to become one of the Ordinals of the Nemaxian Empire, carrying out the will of Emperor Jarvan IV himself. Kane has become obsessed with harnessing as much raw aura as he can with his body, even though such things are forbidden. Following the silent whispers of a strange esoteric power, he believes this process will turn him into an invincible immortal being. He is wrong. Even so, Kane has learned that he needs Sona, one of the few individuals in the galaxy who can guide him toward fully unlocking his latent powers through the mystical, poorly understood artifact known as the Aura Gate. Though he was once fiercely loyal to his Emperor, Kane has become obsessed with his personal hunt for the Morning Star, and will not hesitate to kill any who cross his path. He is charismatic, charming, nonchalant, a well-spoken man who appreciates the grandeur and spectacle of his own violence, and sometimes who enjoys the thought of being the greatest threat the universe has ever known. Little does he know, the actual greatest threat the universe has ever known is resting comfortably in his left hand. Presenting himself as the voice of the ubiquitous organic fuel known as Aura, Rast is a bloodthirsty monstrosity sealed inside an ancient alien scythe. Unlike Kane, he does not particularly care about spectacle or showmanship. He mainly just likes to kill things. In this way, the two share an uneasy alliance, with Kane wanting to harvest as much aura as possible, and Rast wanting to snuff out as much life from the universe as he can. Understandably, the two bicker often, bound for untold eons in various planetary backwaters. Rast has had plenty of time to consider his own master's true plans for the universe, beyond all the indiscriminate murder, and he doesn't mind holding off on them for now, or at least for a little while longer. After all, you've got to treat yourself from time to time. Kane also got his own massive story that we need to make a TLDR version in a video form, because I know some of you don't have 40 minutes to spend listening to a video.
So, consider this your invite to join the greatest crew in the galaxy. The only question now is what are you waiting for? No, come on, no! So, kid, what do you say?